In this video, I beat Terraria's hardest ever mod, Terraria Calamity INFERNUM mode, with this guy, and I share a life with him.
Are you f***ing for real?
The challenge ends when we defeat Supreme Witch Calamitas. But first, we would call ourselves John Terraria, and Kai would say,
I've got an amazing name.
I wonder if it's the same. Anyway, the first thing I'd read when I spawn in is that this mod is not made for multiplayer. To be fair, it would have taken 2 seconds on the wiki to find that out. So I'd begin chopping down trees and, oh my god, he did it.
I thought you were going to do that, so I chose the other one.
I'm sure this wouldn't end up getting confusing or anything.
Kai, we struggled to beat this on Revengeance. We couldn't even do shit on Death mode.
That sucks anyway.
I just see the slime fly for the sky after that.
After seeing this, I'd have to resort to forbidden tactics. Mining and crafting. In case you're new here, we don't like that. Hold on 1 second, I'm getting a call. What do you mean they're not going to watch the video? Alright, no more mining or crafting. Look at this awesome house I made. And then I'd go searching. And I died. Alright, fuck this. We're mining. And we're crafting. I would make a full set of gold armor, and with new confidence I would go interrogate the guide. Is the government spying on us? Are aliens real? Is a pumpkin a vegetable or a fruit? Is that fucking Pikachu? I found this random laboratory flying above our base. No idea what it is, hopefully it doesn't come in useful later or anything. I asked the guide what to do next.
Get the cool sword and hell. Murder the king's slime and get fucking good.
Well, to hell I go. Oh look, another laboratory. I hope this doesn't come in useful later. Anyway, back to grinding.
I did the funny tech.
Oh, I got that oath sword blade. What was the other thing the guide said? Get good? Oh wait, no, not that. What was it again? Oh yeah. I'll be honest with you guys, I wanted to put together more of a montage, but the entire fight was just kinda this. Anyway, we would prevail. And now, with the King Slime defeated, it's time to discuss the Armory of Calamity, which is the items we use for every boss fight. And for the King Slime, this is what we used. Anyway, back to the video. We would begin building houses across the world for our NPCs. NPCs can sell various items which can be very useful for our playthrough. One of which is very useful, but we need a goblin army to unlock.
I've got bad news.
What's the bad news?
They've stolen our doors.
So we had to annihilate the goblins. Alright, where was I? Ah yes, we needed the Goblin Tinker as he allows us to reforge. Even though he's filthy fucking rich. Like, just give me the fucking enchant, you little shit. Sorry, I got carried away again. Where was I? Oh shit, that's not good. With our first challenging boss defeated, the Eye of Cthulhu, hopes were high, and we would begin work towards the next major boss in progression, the Eater of Worlds, which would require a hefty battlefield, so we would have to get to work. And after a couple minutes of building the battlefield, I would find something new that piqued my interest. This random thing on the ground, called a hive tumor? Okay, I am never touching anything ever again. Fuck that. Oh look, a blood moon. We can take this.
A few minutes later.
What's going on?
What is...
Jesus Christ, what is happening? What the fuck? Why are there so many of them?
Okay, note to self, we cannot take the Blood Moon. I would finish making the platform and begin to brain rot, and I would die. Kai, why did I just fucking die out of nowhere? I need to share a life with this fella. Anyway, boss time. Oh, sick, we did it. With the Ear of Worlds now defeated, we would unlock Demonite and Shadow Scales. This would allow us to make new armor, tools, and weapons. So after a quick local meteor trip, we would make ourselves some much needed upgrades, and prepare to once again take on the Hive Mind. We would attempt this fight for the next couple hours, but it wouldn't go so well. However, we did miss 3 bosses, those being the Desert Scourge, the one and only Crabulon, and the Giant Clam, each boss giving some useful item. And first up, we were gonna kill the Desert Scourge, which is meant to be fought at the same time as the King's Slime. Bro, I just got comboed into oblivion. Surely we wouldn't die right at the end, right? Of course not. Bro,
Thank you, sir.
There's Alright, let's go. Holy shit. I did not expect Crabulon to come out here with the bangers. I mean, this shit had me moving like this. Alright, time to lock in. Let's do this, let's go. I couldn't feel my arms or legs. I was just uncontrollably moving to the funky beat. I could see the past, present, and future all at once. This must be what it feels like when you win at gambling. Holy shit, wait, it's over? What? Oh, back to regular life. Alright, now it's time to look for the Giant Clam. Oh wait, there he is. That wasn't that hard to find. Now hopefully he's as easy to kill. We died. So I beat his ass in hand-to-hand combat. Yeah, no, I'm serious. I don't know what more you expected. Back to Hive Mind now. Holy fuck, we did it.
It's just that easy.
Oh. I would like everyone to know, it was not just that easy. Anyway, I spoke to the guide to ask what to do next, and he said, whatever that meant. Off to hell now anyway. Now we have access to Hellstone, which will give us many upgrades. And with our new upgrades, we can now finally take on the Brain of Cthulhu. Honestly, this fight has nothing special happen. Well, except this. And oh yeah, how could I forget? This too. For those of you who didn't pick up on that, that was a Geometry Dash reference. And easy does it. Now time to kill this random thing I found on the ground called a Perforator Cyst. I'm sure heavy metal would... I have never been more wrong in my entire life. Well, with that over and done with, we'd make a trip to the dungeon to ask an old man about his curse. Oh shit, I finally see what the guide was on about. It's Mr. Sans Undertale himself. Unfortunately for this game, I have played Bad Time Simulator, and I am about to show Skeletron a oh, fuck. Alright, fuck this. We're off to kill the Queen Bee, because who's gonna stop me? And the thing is, we were doing pretty well until this happened. Lord have mercy on our souls. Damn it. This must have been for all the gambling. Alright, we run it back again, let's go. I am fully locked in. Nothing's stopping me now. Guys, I swear I can explain it. Do you notice anything that attempt?
You sort of stood still for like half the fight at the end.
Don't ask how I did this, but with one flick of my leg, I managed to disconnect my keyboard, mouse, and fucking microphone. With that disaster out of the way, back to the Queen Bee. And it wouldn't take much longer for us to get the winning attempt. Alright, enough shenanigans, let's kill the skeleton man.
What do you mean by that?
With Skeletron defeated, we now have access to the dungeon, which contains 3 key items. The first is dropped off dark casters in the dungeon. The second and third item can be found randomly in golden chests. These are all useful for upgrades, and one is immediate. And now it's time to take on the Slime God. This fight starts as 1 but becomes 2 really fast. This is okay though because their attacks are used in unison and it does not make the fight bullshit. We'd take down our first slime and now victory was within our grasp, but we'd find out about a secret phase 3. Now this immediately filled me with dread, but we did manage to pull through first try. This would allow us to make some new upgrades, and now we'd go search the jungle for some more upgrades. Specifically, we'd be looking for jungle spores. This would allow us to make 2 items that are part of larger crafting recipes, those being the Eye of Night and the Night's Edge. With these items, we're ready to take on a mistakenly hard boss, the one and only Deerclops. And if you want to know just why this boss is so difficult, please comment if you think this hit me, cause somehow it did. Not to mention how painful phase 2 is, with its claustrophobic nature. No, you look fine to me, actually.
Someone died, apparently.
Thanks, Kai. Would have never known. And after about an hour of trying, this happened. Oh my god, kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him!
I think that's it.
That was indeed it. Well, time for a nice peaceful stroll to decompress. In hell, that is. You know what time it is. I can't believe I actually failed uni for this. Why did I choose to do this with Kai? Alright, time for Wall of Flesh. With the Wall of Flesh defeated, it was time to explore the world, and realise that we have no Hallow. I'm sure that won't be painful. Anyway, time to go to the Corruption. but find out it's been taken over by the astral infection. This is fine because we just need the demon altars for our new shiny ores. Wait, that's not right. Hold up a minute. So apparently in Terraria's Calamity mod, the ores are unlocked by defeating the mechanical bosses. So we just gotta stick to Palladium and Cobalt. Oh, would you look at that, it's the wizard. He sells us the Rod of Discord, an item that allows you to teleport at will. So I would buy one, but it would be patched out before Kai could get one. Now time for some more upgrades. And life fruits? Already? I mean, sure thing.
Nah, I haven't seen any about it, actually.
Now back to surface.
I don't think I caused this,
Whoopsie. Alright, that's enough accidentally slaughtering our NPCs. Now it's time to prepare for our next optional boss. Cryogen. This is the first boss you're meant to fight in hard mode, and it's meant to be a nice little warm-up, although it is a 6-minute endurance fight. So as you can imagine, with a couple of attempts, we did manage to pull through. And I calmly said, yes! So now we have defeated Cryogen. This would unlock us Cryonic Ore, one of 3 items required to make something called Life Alloy, a very important item later on. However, now we would set our sights on defeating something called the Queen Slime. The Queen Slime is the first hard mode boss you're meant to fight in base Terraria. However, Inferno mode buffs this fight to another level, making it one of the most crazy bullet hell bosses in the early game. I mean, just look at this shit. But with enough persistence, we would win. Thank God. The Queen Slime would give us the Blade Staff, which when combined with Living Shard and Eye of Night, would create an item called the Plantation Staff. Anyway, it's time for the mechanical bosses. Now that we've defeated Skeletron Prime and the Destroyer, we would begin searching for Orichalcum and Titanium, the 2 new ores in our world. These would allow us to make necessary upgrades to take on the twins once more. Oh my lord.
It's that easy.
Defeating the twins meant there was only one more major boss left to defeat. Calamitas herself. With the mechanical bosses now defeated, we unlocked the hard mode jungle. So for this we're gonna need some upgrades. And off to mining we go. Now just a couple more upgrades, and now magically getting turtle armor. Not to mention we gained the ability to change day and night itself. Nothing can stop us now. That's interesting, didn't account for that. Oh well, too late to back down now. While I'm doing this, allow me to explain the next 2 bosses. The first of which being the Aquatic Scourge, and the second of which being the Brimstone Elemental. First up, we'll be taking on the Aquatic Scourge. This fight takes place underwater, but we kinda gave this guy the Terraria 1.2 Destroyer treatment. And just like that, we would easily win, and now it's time to take on the Brimstone Elemental, who for some weird reason has the most fan art made about her. I don't know why. But besides the distracting attack patterns, we did manage to pull through. This would leave us with one final boss, Calamitas herself.
Alright guys, let's gamble.
Yeah.
Let's spin the wheel. What do we win?
Ethan, can you please give us a second?
Guys, ready for some fishing frenzy?
Oh my god, we did it.
See, it was easy.
It was not. We had finally done it. We had defeated Calamitas. But why does it feel so empty? Like this wasn't actually the end. Maybe because this wasn't Supreme Witch Calamitas. This was merely a weakened clone. And yet it still took us dozens of attempts and many hours to beat. If we ever wanted a chance at fighting Supreme Witch Calamitas herself, we would have to make our way through eldritch beings of unknown origins, with an endless undying wrath, as well as a multi-dimensional serpent that eats gods for breakfast. And oh yeah, how could I forget? The fucking sun itself! With all that being said, you would think the journey's over, but it's only just beginning. We were going to continue the challenge no matter what it takes, but the rest is for part 2. Thank you all so much for watching, and it would mean the world if you could subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video.